Alright, how's it going, everyone? So today there was a video released by one of the game changers. I'm doing air quotes, game changers, by Balian. He did the game modes deep dive video that was released the other day on the EA Sports YouTube channel, showcasing the game modes, or more to the point, lack of game modes. And so the career mode is my main focus for this. So if you're more into the online, you're not going to probably want to watch this, but for those of you who want to know stuff about the career mode, I was curious to see what is different and to just cut to the chase right away. If you're expecting things to be different from the UFC 4 career mode, you're going to be sorely disappointed. A lot of this is the same, with the exception of being able to skip the training segments. That's probably the only thing that is like been added that is different, and it's not a good. I mean, it's a good thing to add as an optional thing to skip it, but they're just kind of self-admitting there that their training modes are not fun to do, so they're just giving you the option to fucking skip them. So, rather than just make them fun and make them fun to play where you actually want to play them, they're just like, oh, you can just skip them this time. We realise that they're terrible and boring. But anyway, I'm not going to watch this whole video. I'm just going to touch on the sort of the customization options, or more to the point, lack of. So like cosmetics that he shows in the video and hairstyles. And I kind of mentioned this a few videos back. It wasn't a prediction or nothing, because you don't need to be a master prophet to know this. But I said we're going to get the same body types and the same hairstyles and blah, blah, blah. And that seems to be the case. So let's just start the video, and I'll go frame by frame when we get to the actual cosmetics section. First of all, look at this guy here. Looks like fucking Habib. If Habib went crazy on the tiramisu, this is what, like a out of shape Habib.
Hello everybody, welcome to UFC 5 career mode. Very happy to show you how it all works and what you can expect going in. First of all, when you create your fighter this time around, you'll get to pick from a few different backgrounds, like normal, kickboxer, boxer, MMA, wrestler, jiu-jitsu, but it actually tells you exactly what level of move you're going to get, the perks you're going to get, and then a breakdown of all the stats underneath. And you can see as well your individual moves or what you're going to start with. So not many in the old jiu-jitsu stand-up game, but if you go along to your submissions, you have your level 2 arm bars, you've got your reversals and your sweeps at high levels, so you're able to start off the game with some jiu-jitsu moves if that's what you want to lock up and that's what you want to do. But I think for this one, we are going to lock in as a kickboxer. We'll get the crazy legs perks. We're going to start there with 2.5 accuracy, 3 in blocking, 3 in kick power, 3 in kick speed there as well. Grappling stats obviously not too high, a little bit more in the clinch, and some rounded stuff to go with health as well. And of course, you can have a look through and see some of the moves you're going to get. Kicking moves, we're going to get calf kick level 3, as well as the body roundhouse level 3, roundhouse kick level 3. So it's just going to make those moves a little bit easier to prestige later on in the career as well. But let's lock in with our kickboxer right here. So something that's also really cool in career mode.
Okay, just before he goes on, so pretty standard stuff there, you know, nothing really drastically different from 4. You pick your sort of style. It shows you what stars what your moves are worth, and your starting moves that you're going to be starting your character with. You know, it's all pretty much 1-for-1 comparison so far. He's about to introduce your character. Does have a voice now. There's only like 4 options to choose from, so let's just have a listen to what they sound like.
You should probably know you get your own voice this time around, so there's a couple of different selections you can choose from.
How about this voice, champ?
Okay, I'm gonna be the one talking to you.
This is the voice of a champion.
This is the voice of a Starbucks coffee soy barista.
Got it. Stay focused, stay in control.
So you had like a couple of like, you know, soy ones there, and then you had a couple of like gruff sound, and you know, they've smoked 1,000 cigarettes and drank 2 bottles of Jack. And they're all, be nice to have other nationalities, you know, so you're not just role-playing as an American fighter the whole time, and whether that'll get added down the line, I don't know. So this is where I wanted to sort of just take over from him now. I'm not probably going to play any more of the video with Bailey and talking. I suggest you go and watch the whole video if you want to just watch and get to the gameplay and stuff like that, but I wanted to sort of these bits, because he's left in his whole creation process of his fighter, but he's kind of like sped it up. So I'm just gonna go frame by frame and just see on just sort of zone in on a few interesting sections. So there's your presets. You know, you will get to like pick one and then sort of change it a little bit, but If I had to hazard a guess, I'm pretty sure these are all the same from 4. I'm seeing a lot of like faces that I recognise. Even this guy on the screen here, this tubby looking twat on the screen, I've seen that face in UFC 4, and it was probably in UFC 3 as well. So let's just this is going frame by frame, so this might shoot by really quick, just so you can have a proper look yourself. I was hoping as well, when it comes to like colours, like, are we just gonna get like because normally they only let you choose like a handful, about like 6 or 7 colours, you know, like blondes, browns, dark, like blacks, maybe gingers, blondes, and obviously like fucking rainbow coloured hair. And can't we just have like a colour spectrum where you can just like move the, you know, the crosshair across whatever colour you want and just zone in on the exact colour and tone that you want? See, obviously there's only a couple to choose from here, default, and then you've got like your recent ones that you've picked that looks like it saves for you. But I'm hoping if you open this up here, custom, it's going to bring up like a spectrum chart of colour, and you can just drag that to exactly where you want it, and pick the exact colour that you want, you know, because the whole demographic of people who like having like pink hair and blue hair, you know, the kind I'm talking about, like, you don't want to piss them lot off. Like, so they want their pink and blue hair option. So if that's not in the fucking game, woe and betide EA for not giving them those options. They'll be fucking protested in the street. Okay, here's all the hair options, and already loads of these. You can just tell by looking at them if you're familiar with the games. These are just recycled hairstyles, you know. So does the strand-based hair technology even affect any of this? Like, you'd think we'd have some new hairstyles to sort of showcase the hair tech a little bit, but does anyone really give a fuck about the strand-based hair? So I'll just cycle through these. What's interesting, I don't know if this it was a thing in any of the previous games, but the fact that the hair is labelled common, so that would tell me that there's sort of other hairs maybe to unlock. Maybe they've got other hairs that you can actually unlock through leveling. Like, why have the hair labelled as common? Do you know what I mean? Does that mean we're going to get like rare and like epic hairs, legendary hair? You know, like, is it, you know, if there's no more hair to be, I mean, unless this is an early build and that's just, you know, in there and it's going to get removed upon release, but why have the hair label as common? That to me just tells me that there might be possibility for other hair. You know, I don't know. I just don't see why they've called it common unless there is more rare hairs that you could find. So as I'm talking, I'm just going to frame by frame just so you can have a look. Like I say, these are all recycled hairs for sure. That one, I think Bailey used that on one of his actual career modes. I remember that he like had a blonde version of that hair. I recognised that straight away. I don't know if that one's new. I can't remember that one from number 4. It might be, but I tend to stay away from all these like crazy looking hair types. It's kind of like a Tong Po from Kickboxer looking hair. Did they have that in 4? I can't remember. That could be a new one, but don't quote me on that. Kind of got like an Aljamain, Sterling sort of hair. Look at this line though, it just looks like a hat. Looks like a fucking like Raphael Fazeev sort of like Russian bearskin hat. It's got that line needs to be like a, I don't know, that's a well styled fucking forehead line, hairline. Just keep going, just frame by frame, just pause and stop if you want to have a look. I mean, for fuck's sake, what is this? Are they fucking serious with that? Look at this one as well, fucking pompadour, fucking greaser. Like a fucking 50s greaser. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's more fucking wacky hairstyles than there is sort of like just everyday ones. Be good if you could like combine different hairstyles as well, you know, like you could, you know, use half of one hair or like double them up, you know, like, and have the fringe of one and the sort of the long back part of another, and rather than just kind of take it or leave it, you're picking this one, and if you don't like it, fuck off. So he's going to try and change the colour there. He was in eyebrows for a minute then, and then he went back. Now he's on head colour. Is he going to go down to custom? Are we going to get a custom spectrum of colour to choose from? Not at the moment. He went through all the default ones there. Or he just settled on a default one. Onto the eyebrows. And it is all the comically weird facial hair. And you've got your Abraham Lincoln beards. What the fuck is this? I mean, look at this shit here. Look, has anyone ever actually picked this? Like, it's like the Dr. Robotnik fucking squid mustache. Fuck's sake. They're either just like the Starbucks hipster barista beards, you know, Middle Eastern kind of things, like Abraham Lincoln looking beard, like that one there. That's the Abe Lincoln beard for sure. And how stupid that looks. That's the Mike Beltran, you know, that referee who's got that crazy fucking plaited fucking beard. I mean, look at this. Fucking hell. This is just... it's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, I'm all for having wacky looking creations in games, but like, you know, fucking hell, this just takes the fucking piss, doesn't it? Like I'm glad I'm not going to be playing the online career mode, because that's just going to be like characters dressed up as anime characters, gold chains, fucking fighting grizzly bears, werewolves, and all that shit or whatever. And it's fucking catering to the fairy demographic, I think. Fuck's sake, let's just say it what it is. You got the Ian McCall, Uncle Creepy, sort of spindly villain mustache. Got like a dead animal stuck to your chin. Like that buccaneer kind of swashbuckler fucking facial hair. Got body hair, so not many to choose from. I think they're the existing ones from the previous games, I think. Just gonna keep going frame by frame. What are we on next? Head? Is he a skin tone? Alright, create custom colour. Look, oh, finally! Jesus Christ! It only took them 5 games. I don't think you could pick a custom hue in the previous game, could you? When it came to skin tones, I don't think you could do that. Finally, fuck's sake! I mean, can you do that for hair as well? Can you do that for every, you know, hair piece of hair in the game? So, like, I don't know, body hair, head hair, facial hair, eyebrows. Is all this possible, or is it just for skin tone? I don't know. It had the option to have custom, didn't it, on the previous selection? So maybe it does, but I mean, I don't want to fucking hold my breath with this company. So at least that's been incorporated. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in 4. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though, but I'm not sure. I don't think I am. We've got this sort of like same background as well, haven't we? Where your character's just kind of stood there in this like looking all depressed and fucking looks like he's on acid, like in this fucking like huge black void and abyss. Oh shit, I've gone forward, sorry. Look at him. He looks fucking MDMA'd off his fucking Barnet. Look. Can't we have them like, or here, can't we have them stood there like shadow boxing or something like that, or showing off some of the moves that you've got? Look at them just stood there like they're just stoned out of their fucking tits. So a little bit of facial sculpting. I'm terrible at this. There's some, you know, people who are really good at doing all this stuff. You know, notably Pemby's 4K Gaming World is putting up some great calves over the years with UFC games. Aiden Hero is another one. Creator Player, he's really good as well. So they're the lads that you're going to be wanting to go and check out if you're interested in copying calf formulas. Those lads are really good at getting some likenesses down. I'm fucking terrible at this. Every one I make just looks the fucking same. I haven't got the imagination for it. Or the, you know, I can't, even if I pull up pictures, I still can't do it. So here's body types, and looking at these are all the fucking same. I'm already looking at the one which I use for my calf. I think it's this one. And it might be this one here I tend to pick for my calf. Like when I make myself. It's either that one Or this one. Might be this one. I don't know. They all look so similar. This one's always bothered me. This is like really long, weird torso. Like, they can't seem to get body proportions right in this game. See, again, they've got like common body types. Like, and why all these empty slots here? If they were just going to have this many, like, just cut this off. Why? So that tells me maybe there is going to be extra ones to unlock. I'll be very, very surprised if that's the case. And like I say, the labeling them as common, so that would sort of insinuate that there's less common ones that can be found. Like I say, why have all these extra slots? It's just wasting space. Hopefully, they're going to be filled with new body types to choose from. But like I say, I'll fucking believe it when I see it, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if that ends up being the case, that we can actually unlock more body types. Alright, so I think he's going to go on to the tattoos now, and this is quite a lengthy process. Balian's always really good at tattoo designs on his calves when he does his career modes. If you don't know, by the way, he actually does some really good career modes. He's one of the watching his content was one of the reasons I started uploading career mode content in UFC 4 in the first place. He inspired me to do it because his career modes are so entertaining compared to other career modes where people go like 50-0. Like, Balian actually leaves his losses in, which is the way I like to do it as well. And it's a way more entertaining career to watch. But yeah, he actually does really good tattoo designs on his calves as well. So I'd advise you to go and check out his content. He's got a bunch of UFC 4 career modes on there, and like different archetypes that he likes to do, and it's worth a look. I think he also used to stream on Twitch as well, and he was associated with the what is it called, the ESFL, the Fight League and stuff like that. He'd commentate on I know he does MMA on Point as well. Yeah, so like I say, you can watch him do all this in the actual video. I'll probably just skip ahead now, and I might just actually leave this here. There might not be much more to say. Alright, so here we go. I have to like fast forward a bit there just to find this, just to get out of that tattoo section. So here we go, going into the clothing now. You got your fight kit and your Apex kit. So I'm guessing one's like official UFC fight kit, like what you're going to be fighting in when you get into the octagon. And I guess the Apex kit is sort of like what they described in number 4 as the vanity clothing. So it's like, if you want to wear a t-shirt, if you want to wear goofy shit, it's like that'll appear in the training sessions. And I'm guessing they've just changed vanity to Apex kit, I don't know. So you got 4 types of trunks to choose from there. Not much. You got sort of the longer shorts. You got the Muay Thai style with the split up the side, and then your 2 types of Vale Tudo shorts, like the shorter version and the sort of longer version that go long down the thigh. Not really much, really. No colours. I mean, the colours are dictated, if you're curious about choosing colours, depending on what nationality you pick your fighter at, that'll determine the colour of your shorts. So that's how it worked in the last game as well. I wish you could just outright pick what colour you wanted, you know. It's, why does it have to be like nationality based where your colours are for, you know? If fucking Israel Adesanya gets to choose whatever fucking colour shorts he wants. One day if he feels like he's from China, he'll fucking wear red shorts. Other times he'll wear green if he wants to be like he's from fucking Nigeria, or blue. You know what I mean? Depends on what mood he wakes up in. You should be able, what point I'm making is you should be able to pick what colour fucking shorts that you want. This is sort of a bit shitty that they've carried this on from the previous game. Just give people the option to just change their colours. He's picking his Apex fight kit, so I guess this is all that he's got available to him, and all this is going to get unlocked with, like, as you increase your levels like it was in the last game, or you buy stuff with actual in-game currencies and all that bollocks. You got long sleeve options, you got these fucking disgusting fucking LCD fucking animated fucking rash guards and stuff like that, and then you've got them all like plain Jane looking ones. You got tracksuit tops, fucking hell. Got a that looks like a sort of kung fu jersey there, like a fucking Bruce Lee kung fu jersey. Pretty sure that might have been in the last game as well. You got the compression pants, made a return. say, just if I'm going too quick for any of this, just pause it and you can have a look for yourselves. It's only small pictures anyway, so it's hard to see some of them. And I guess that's all he's got available to him with board shorts. I hope they've added those like boxer type ones back in with the sponsors on them and stuff. Like, I didn't mind them ones. Like, I wish they'd have actual Thai boxing shorts and not the games version of Muay Thai style shorts with just like a split up the thigh. I wish they had like a more vintage looking Thai boxing short. That's sort of absent from this game. Like the ones Tyson is going to be wearing as a character in this game, like the style that Tyson wears. I wish you could, maybe you can pick them. I don't know. Probably fucking not. probably asking too much, aren't I? There's your gloves. You got your UFC ones with the bog standard white tape. Be good if you just have an all black version of them, like the Contender Series ones without the UFC logo. Then you've got sort of the Pride style glove. That's not the Pride glove, but it's just like the same sort of texture as it. The same model, should I say. And you just get a bunch of colours of them to choose from. I wish they'd let you have more of a colour choice from this, like the UFC style glove. You know, like a red version or a blue version. You probably can, maybe, if all this is unlockable. They got fucking hideous necklace there to go around the neck. Pretty much all of these mouthpieces are all the same. All these gum shields are just ported over from number 4. In fact, I know that they are just by looking at them, because for the longest time I was like, can't I just have like a solid colour as a gum shield? I just want a plain gum shield with no shit all over it. I don't want camo or a fucking fangs. Can I just have like a solid coloured gum shield? I tend to pick this one because it's my favourite colour's green and it's the closest just solid colour. Everything's got some shit all over it, look. Alright, into styles now. So this is like what your fighting stance. And do you want to place your bets on whether these are going to be copy and pasted? I mean, even in number 4, it's like a bunch of people shared the same stance. So like Stipe Miocic would have a stance and somebody else would share it. You know, Shogun Hua's stance, a few people would share that one. This is not all individual. This will be dished out between the whole roster. I tend to pick RDA's one, and RDA's is the same as Barboza's. I think Paul Felder shares the same stance. So a bunch of the fighters are all sharing. No one's got like a completely unique stance, I don't think, that isn't shared by one other fighter. I was going to play this in real time, but it's going to be whizzing by. You got your taunts. See, we do have like common, rare, like, so that's making me think there may be some extra hair and body types like I was talking about earlier. Maybe to unlock. Epic taunt. Can't wait to fucking not equip a load of Fortnite fucking bullshit taunts like this. Fucking hell, makes me skin crawl. I feel like tearing me fucking skin off when I see it. Breakdancing if you're into that bullshit. I think we're pretty much done now, aren't we? I think that's going to cover it. So yeah, just to show you really that if you were expecting anything different, you're going to be probably sorely disappointed, unless that's exactly what you wanted. More of the same, but I was kind of open for just a few little slight adjustments with the career mode. Yeah, so what a shame. Thought they could have done a little bit more, but it is what it is. Don't get yourself stressed out over it. The best thing you can do is just laugh at it, really. You just got to laugh at how absurd it is and how much EA have just kind of been lazy. But like I say, don't get yourself stressed out over it. But I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.